Welcome to Baller Talk. This is going to be my weekly YouTube show where I just chat absolute rubbish and talk about things in the world of freestyle football. And those of you who are familiar to freestyle football, I think will really enjoy this. Those of you who aren't, stick around anyway because it might be alright. Most of the time I'm going to have guests on. I'm going to involve other freestylers and people of that nature. If you want to be on the show or you can think of a good guest suggestion, then please do drop it in the comments. And as you can see, I've given you some of my training clips in the background. This is just from a recent training session. Nothing special in it, so don't be looking forward to any good skills. Usually the structure is going to be, I'll have my guest on, we talk about some certain topics, and then we go into a Q&A. I may start doing like a top 3 skills of the week thing. That's something that's crossed my mind. But it's a lot of work, so at the minute I can't really be bothered. But yeah, let me know what you think at the end of the episode anyway. What I was going to do was just to dive straight into the Q&A, but there's actually a couple of things I actually do want to talk about. Something popped up yesterday. Ewan Baggett, EAB Skills, put something up on his story. He says, go over to these guys and vote for me because I'm up to win an award. And I was thinking, oh, brilliant. I went onto the page, Football Blogging Awards. They are doing all sorts of stuff where, basically, I'll put it on the screen now. They've got awards up. So they're saying like, oh, who's the best content creator in association with this organisation? Best podcast, best vlogger, best influencer. So the one Ewan got nominated for was best freestyler in association with UK Football. And I thought, okay, he wants some votes. He wants his recognition. Fair play to him. So I voted for him. But I've been getting these notifications saying like, oh, this person that you follow also commented. They also commented. So I was looking at the comments. And most of the people are absolutely raging. Like, they're so annoyed at the nominees for this stupid little award. Because they have a point, to be fair. It's ridiculous. I'll show you what I mean. For this award, it says, UK Football's Best Freestyler finalist voting is now open. Simply choose the winner from the list below by tagging them in the comments. There are obviously a bunch of other people that I actually know on the awards list. You've got top freestylers like Andrew Henderson, Caitlin from America, Daniel Dennehy, Daniel Cutting, Kieran Brown's there, Sean Freestyle, Liv Cook. There's a few of them, but then there's some people that actually aren't even freestylers in the slightest. Tekker's kid's there. He just does, I don't know, he plays football. He's like a YouTuber. The F2 haven't done freestyle in 10 years and they're on the list. Jed Hawkin is there, who I'm sure just does trick shots, doesn't do much freestyle. And who else is there? Yeah, there's like 15 of them. Alex Highland Sid goes, it says it's ridiculous. This is the best freestyler award, and Free Kickers is in the nominees, who has never done one bit of freestyle in any of his videos, and his name suggests does free kicks. Never mind any other YouTube football. Never mind any of the other football YouTubers who have managed to somehow wangle themselves into this list. What does wangle mean? Which I'm not even going to bother asking about. Fair enough. If you're actually going to have a best freestyler award at your event, actually do some research to find out some of the best freestylers in the world instead of just being lazy and classing someone who can do a couple of around the worlds a freestyler. I find it funny how annoyed all the freestylers got and how many big like comments there are like that. But he has a very, very, very solid point. This is so lazy of this football organisation to just say, oh, who's the best freestyler? Oh, anybody with 20,000 followers or above. That's it. Like, they just said, oh, he does football videos, stick him on the list, blah, blah, blah. And while I think Alex has a point, I think that we shouldn't care that much because it's just a bit of fun. It's just for guys that do tricks online to get a bit of recognition, and also it's for Football Blogging Awards, their page, to get more traction. So if they nominate these guys and they say, oh, go vote for me on this page, obviously they're going to get more visitors and they're going to get more followers from those guys. They're not actually taking it seriously, which I suppose is wrong. I don't know. But on the side of the freestylers that are having a whinge, they do have a point. if you're gonna do an award as to who's like the best football freestyler of the year, then make it freestylers. Don't make it free kick takers. So they're just uneducated. Should I be annoyed that these uneducated people are putting up best freestyler awards when they don't know what freestyle football is? No. Anyway, I thought that was quite funny. Yeah, I'm just gonna move on to the Q&A. So if you want to get your questions in for my Q&A, literally just go search my Instagram at sammadden96. Go and follow, because I will put up a story every week, and it'll basically say get your questions in for this week's show. So if you want to ask me some questions, it'll be all through Instagram. Okay, moving on to the Q&As. Thank you to everyone genuinely who sent me in a question on my Instagram. First one that came in was Campbell FF. 3 words to describe Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Oh, I've not really thought about this, so I don't have a prepared 3 words. And I do want to make these questions pretty quick fire. The Fringe is mental. I would say busy for 1 word. The one of the guys in the shop actually told me that the population in Edinburgh triples during the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which is in August. And it's just insane. I would say busy, fun, and how do you say good vibes in a word? Great. I don't know. I give up. You've stumped me, Campbell. I don't know. Harry Gillespie says favourite footballer. Oh, changes all the time, but at the minute, Alexander Lacazette. Unpopular opinion as well, I think he's better than Aubameyang. Don't care if Aubameyang gets more goals. Lacazette's a better player. Right, Ross Brown 997, busking tips. I do have a bunch of busking tips, but I'm going to wait till I'm on one of these shows with another freestyle, and then we can run through in a lot more detail, because I'm just kind of going quick fire with these questions. Next one, Luca Placentino FS. Favourite ever freestyle meet? Oh, Luca's come in with 3 great questions. So the first one, it goes, favourite ever freestyle meet. My first one was good. I went to Dublin. I think for most people, the first time they go to a freestyle meet is their favourite one. My favourite meet is definitely one that was in London. There was a meet we had in London where there was like loads and loads of freestylers there. It was organised by Lewis Watts. It was the start of 2017, I believe. Yeah, it was. It was the start of 2017, January, and it was the biggest ever UK freestyle meet. There was I think there was over 40 of us there. I'll put a big picture up on the screen now. There was a bunch of us. I challenged Jack Downer to Pana for the first time and got ruined. And yeah, just the fact there was so many people there, I think made it the best thing ever. Me and Peter McClure booked a flight, flew over to London at 7 a.m. or something like that, and then went to the meet, met everybody, had a great time, went for dinner, and flew home at like 9-10 p.m. It was great. Luca also says Andrew or Ireland, however you said. 2 greatest freestylers ever. Pretty much. I seen this question yesterday, so I started thinking about it, and the truth is I really don't know. I don't know who was better. I think Ireland is more suited to battles. I think maybe Andrew's lowers were better. I think Andrew's done better commercially. I think maybe Ireland, I don't know, he's just better suited to battles. I don't know. I have a real hard time answering this, so again, I think whenever I have a guest on, we'll have a little debate about it. But good question. Top 5 favourite freestylers. Oh! That's very difficult, but I've thought about this, I'm gonna do it in this way. My favourite freestyler for the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, has been Luki from Poland. He inspires me a lot in the way that he does uppers, his transitions. I copy some of his tricks, so he's my favourite freestyler. He's my favourite one to watch in battles and stuff. So he's number 1. There's 2 I follow on Instagram. There's a guy called Pat Shaw, and this American guy, and he's only a kid. I think he's only like 15, 16, and the acrobatic stuff that he does. He's just so athletic, and he does these freestyle tricks that you wouldn't think were possible unless you've seen them. He does stuff up on one hand and stuff. He does clutches, backflips, Jordan style. He's got everything, and I wouldn't be surprised if he is the American champion this year. I follow another one on Instagram called Joachim. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's from Norway. He just does some like crazy clipper stuff and transitions, and he does my favorite kind of freestyle, which is creative stuff that you have to watch like 2 or 3 times because you don't really know what's just happened, and it's just so impressive. But I'll put a clip of him up as well here, and yeah, just I really enjoy watching their stuff on Instagram. I suppose I have 2 more to fill this list, so I'm going to give a shout out to 2 of the young guys from the UK scene because they really impress me. I think most young freestylers start off with the lowers, and you'll see when a young freestyler becomes really impressive and they improve a lot, they do a lot of like alternate 2 revs, they can do long combos and stuff, and that's super impressive. But I really prefer the way these 2 guys have gone. First one's Max Lawson, and the second one is Leon. So these 2 guys, I forget what Leon's last name is, for goodness sake. But these 2 guys are really good at transitions. They are very creative. They do their own thing, and really good at battles. Actually, they've learned how to do souls, which is rare for a young freestyler. But those 2 guys really impress me, and I genuinely enjoy watching them. So yeah, I'm just gonna say that's my top 5 at the minute. Jamie Bellingham with some underslashes says, "What's your best clip?" Which I assume means what's the best thing I've done in freestyle that I've got on camera. I'm very proud of the fact that I've done a 720 around the world. I've done that quite a few times now, and I've got a few clips of it. That's probably the hardest thing I've done. But there was this one clip where I had just kind of created this this hook move, like a swirl with an around the world and a clipper at the end of it. And then I gave my camera to Maliki. We were trained in Dublin, and then I said, "Here, just get this." And I think it only took me like 5 tries, and I did this one. So if I just slow it down, it's like a hook, I bring it back, I do an around the world with the other foot, I back heel it up into the air, and on this occasion it landed just right for me to finish it off with an Abbas around the world. And it's probably the best thing I've ever done because nobody else has done it, and it got shared on I'm a Freestyler. Really happy with the clip, really impressive, and for some reason I literally never tried it again. Will McGuinness 07 says, "Draw your life." No, I'm not doing that. Will, do you know how much time that would take? My god, I'm not going to put that much effort into my YouTube video. Jose Moreno FS says, "Craziest adventures while busking." That's difficult. There's a lot. I actually regret not writing a lot of them down because I've forgotten about a lot of these crazy experiences busking. I did it all last summer, and like every day you'd get weird interactions and funny stuff would happen and stuff, but I never wrote it down, so I've forgotten a lot of it. But I'll definitely do an episode with somebody else sometime where we'll just like run over some crazy stories. This is more quick fire, so I'll save it. Jason CFC08 says, "Have you met Messi or any big footballers?" Jason, you need to learn how to spell. I've never met Messi. I have met Eden Hazard. That's the big football star that I've met, the only one. I won some like trick shot competition for Lotus Biscuit Company, which is weird as that may seem. Was a lot of fun, and we got to stay in this fancy 5-star hotel. We got to watch the Chelsea match, and we met Hazard after the game, and there was like 100 winners, so I only got to meet him for a few seconds, and I got my picture and stuff, and it was pretty cool and it was fun, but I've not met him properly, we didn't really have a chat. Shame. FLNRY Liam Flannery says, "Want to do a drunk freestyle video this summer?" Yes, of course I do. Yeah, I think that'll be hilarious. I think that's a fantastic idea. Comment below if you want to see that. Yeah, that would be quality. Can you imagine me doing my handstand tricks while drunk? That would be a disaster. Best way to get injured. But yeah, that's it for the Q&A. That's if your question didn't get answered, send it again next week. I can only answer so many, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Again, comment below what videos you want to see. Let me know what guests you want on, and that's a wrap.